Ladies and gentlemen, my name is XPC Reaper. Today we're taking a look at Titanfall. Now, of course, I did say I was going to be focusing on stuff besides Steam in the library card, and that's what we're doing today. This game is only available on EA Origin. If you have a bandwidth limit, I'm going to recommend you avoid this game, because this actually has a 50 gigabyte download, which is remarkable. But here's the thing which I find, which I will actually give Origin over Steam. Steam, the most I have ever downloaded at was 4 megabytes per second on this internet. And apart from just having that, this on EA Origin was downloading at 11 megabytes per second at one point, which is simply remarkable. Now, what is Titanfall? Titanfall is a multiplayer-only game which allows you to play as a pilot, and each pilot is assigned a Titan. Now, what are Titans? Titans are these big robotic things you see, and they can come in a variety of ones. You unlock the Strider by completing the campaign once, and you unlock the Ogre by completing the IMC and the Militia campaign. You can't complete the Militia campaign until you've completed the IMC campaign, I will just say that much. Finding a campaign match in general is pretty difficult. You've got 6 weapons available for your Titan. However, each one comes with just general things like, for example, this quad rocket. By standard, it fires 4 rockets which go in a sort of spiraling motion, but they don't actually do spiral in a convergence. Instead, it just remains at the same circular width, rotating the rockets around each time. Now, if I was to put an extended magazine onto that, that's fine. That gives me just an extended magazine. That gives me 1 more quad rocket shot. But I can completely change it by putting on the quad rocket. The quad rocket you unlock by getting 20 Titan kills with the quad rocket. And you might think 20 Titan kills, but Titans are controlled by enemy players, that's going to be really difficult. If I just join this game, I'm going to be at a severe disadvantage. You're wrong there. The first match I ever joined into, I was rank 1. I was right in the very start out point. And then I joined in. My teammates were a variety of different ones who were just ranged between rank 10 and rank 30, for example. Everyone on their team had prestiged at least once, and the most part, they were rank 40 plus. And I thought when I joined in, this is just unfair, I'm going to get my ass kicked. But I didn't. I won. Now, let's look at the options menu. You've got your mouse and keyboard settings. You've got fully reboundable keys. You can change the mouse sensitivity, your mouse acceleration, and your mouse invert, of course. Automatic sprint, you can set to delayed, always, or never. And it actually gives you a little information on the side there, which is really nice. You can use a gamepad if you so choose. I choose not to. In this, audio settings wise, you can change the music so that you can actually just change how much music is going to come on. You can have a reduced amount of music, which is going to be much more subtle, and it's going to allow you to focus on the game sounds a lot more. Or you can have full, so you've got default music playing all the time, which really isn't bad. Subtitles you can have on or off. You can't change the language of them, I should mention that. Speaker configuration you can have. You've got headphone stereo 5.1 or 7.1 surround. I use headphones since for the most part when I'm playing this game I'm talking on Skype, and I switch my speaker system off completely because I don't want the hassle of any sounds from the microphone or sounds from the speaker reverberating back into the microphone and causing an indefinite feedback loop, which is just really irritating, as I'm sure you could probably guess. Now, emitter limit, you can actually, this is really cool, I haven't actually seen this before and I can't believe that. You can have it so that all of the sounds are playing at once, so you can have the sound of gunfights going on from everywhere on the map. Or you can reduce it so you've got fewer sounds playing at once, which is really insane. Sounds through walls are muffled. That is really cool as well. You can turn that on or off if you've got a reduced power CPU or anything. Now, we've got master volume, we've got voice chat volume, and we've got music volume. I'm going to turn music and voice chat off. Now, video settings, you've got display mode. You can have full screen, borderless, or standard windowed. You can adjust the brightness. You can have your aspect ratio 16 by 9, 4 by 3, or 16 by 10. Resolution wise, it gives you a variety of ones ranging from, I think it's 800 by 600 is the lowest, and it goes all the way up to whatever your monitor can support. This game does have 4K resolutions if you are running on a 4K system. You've got color mode. Also, I just want to point out, look at this up in the top right as I hover over each one. Color mode sets the black-white range for a full game screen. It should match the type of display you're using. This only takes effect if display mode is set to full screen. Anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing smooths surface edges, reducing jagged lines. Turning this down will reduce GPU load. This is actually telling me what each thing does. And you know something? I fully approve of that. You've got adjustable field of view as well, which means this is a proper PC port. I know a lot of people probably think FOV isn't necessarily that important, but the thing is, the wrong field of view in a monitor, if it's locked to a field of view which is uncomfortable, can cause motion sickness, it can cause nausea, and it can cause severe migraines. So not including an FOV slider can put some of the player base at risk of actually having medical problems as a result of it. And granted, this only goes up to 90, but the thing is, the minimum for it is 70. On consoles, like Call of Duty for example, is locked to a 60 field of view. This has at least a 70. Now 70 is comfortable for me. I can play on 70 very comfortably. Why? Because I'm actually using a TV as my monitor. I have my monitor system set up, so I've got a TV which will run all my games. If I ever run anything on the second monitor, it's going to be something like Notepad or something like that when I'm recording. Which just means Notepad obviously is not going to give me motion sickness. But the fact that this actually offers you a field of view is just brilliant, because it's really taking into consideration. Now you've got texture resolution you can change. It goes from low all the way up to insane. Texture filtering, sharpness of details and everything. All of this stuff has tooltips. The worst thing is, I can't remember the last game I played that actually told me what I was adjusting with tooltips. If I was new to PC gaming, a lot of people, when they transition over from console to PC or something, they'll see like SSAO. What the hell's SSAO? I don't know what screen space ambient occlusion is. I don't know what VSync is. I don't know what texture filtering is. I don't know what post-processing is, anti-aliasing. It can be very intimidating for some people to first go into an options menu if they don't know what those things are. And I think a lot of games need to start focusing on actually including tooltips to welcome people into PC gaming. It shouldn't be an elitist thing which is just like, oh, I've got a PC, I know what all these things are. If you're a console gamer, well, you're going to be lost, aren't you? It shouldn't be something like that. PC gaming should be a lot more accessible and inviting to people. Now what this is burn cards. Burn cards are, well, you unlock them sort of randomly, I think. Some of them will appear as a result of completing weapon or titan or just general challenges. Some of them will appear randomly throughout your rank unlock system. And what they do is individual to each card. For example, bottomless frags, well, that's obvious. It's going to give you infinite more lethal frag grenades. You can get infinite magnetic arc grenades. You can get a buffed smart pistol. You can get a buffed Sidewinder. This says double ammo capacity. The Sidewinder for an anti-Titan weapon, I'm just going to say, has 25 rockets which you can fire fully automatic from it. If you use the amped Sidewinder, you're probably not even going to have to reload because you're going to be able to destroy a Titan in one magazine. So you might think that's ridiculously powerful, you know? But every time you use one of these cards, as you spawn in, you've got that card for one life. And after that life, it's gone. It doesn't go back into your deck, it's gone completely. You've got stuff like Ghost Squad, you permanently cloaked as a pilot in addition to having your pilot ability. Audible Warning. You've got so many ones, and the thing is, depending on your game mode, something like Conscription, nearby friendly grunts fight for you, their kills count towards your score. If you're playing on the right game mode, one of these cards can be infinitely valuable for you. And it's really cool the fact that you can use these to adjust everything. Now I'm going to show you the weapons available. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've got 10 primary weapons. In terms of anti-Titan weapons, you've got 4. In terms of sidearm, you've got 3. So in total, you've only got 17 weapons. You're probably thinking, well, that's not really that significant. It doesn't really matter, though, because since there are only a finite number of weapons, I know I'm not going to find a point where I'm pissed off just going, oh, I used this weapon once and I need to complete all the challenges for it and all. This actually... Each weapon has a really effective point to it. Like the smart pistol will automatically log on or lock on to targets, and you can use your iron sights for manual targeting, but if you're using it for just firing from the hips, it'll lock on to targets, and if you pull the trigger, the bullets will automatically hit them. That's handy. I mean, a lot of people say it's a noob weapon, but like, I've never personally used it apart from in the tutorial. You've got stuff like a shotgun. The 101C carbine is the one I've used the most of, definitely. You've got stuff like your DMR sniper, your semi-automatic rifle. Each weapon has a really effective way of using it. And the thing is, it's a finite effectiveness. Like if I was using my 101C carbine, this thing, if I try using it in close combat, is going to get beaten by an SMG or a shotgun. There's no question about that, because an SMG and a shotgun are both really effective close quarters weapon. However, if I wanted a mid-range weapon, I would choose something like the 101C carbine, I would choose maybe the G2A4 or the Hemlock. If I wanted something close range, I'd go for a Spitfire, I'd go for the Car SMG, the R97, or the EVA 8 shotgun. And if I wanted something long range, I could choose, like the longbow, I could choose the G2A4, or I could choose the Crabber AP. And those are all perfectly fine. Now your sidearms, I'm not gonna lie, you're probably not gonna touch at all. Ordnance wise, you've got a choice of 4 grenades. You can have frag grenades, which is your basic fragmentation grenade, very effective. You've got your arc grenade, which it essentially causes like a sort of a screen tearing, like if you were breaking up connection on Skype and you saw a person's video go really pixelated. Think that, but 100 times worse for the duration of the arc grenade if you're actually throwing it at a Titan. Not only that, but it does inflict damage as well. You've got your satchel charge, which is stuff like it's your basic C4 style thing, and you've got your arc mine, which is more like your sort of claymore. And it's all of them are really effective in their own right. In terms of cloaking, or your tactical abilities, you've got Cloak, which is handy because you can use it to sneak past Titans and maybe jump up and start rodeoing them. You can have your Stim Pack, which is brilliant for if you're actually getting chased along by a Titan and he's doing just a finite amount of damage to you, but you can't check him off. If you use a Stim, that's going to sort you right out. And if you're using your active radar pulse, like, you can basically sit there in a room, and if you're out of mines, and you're scared someone might be coming up, like you think someone's going to be coming up, you can trigger that, and you'll be able to see enemies through walls for a short amount of time. Your tier 1 kit, you've got a variety of ones, like you can have your allow you to wall run and wall hang for an increased period of time. You can have your explosive pack, which increases the ordnance capacity. You've got your power cell, which your pilot's tactical ability is stuff like your cloaking, all that sort of thing. You've got your run and gun kit, which allows you to fire pistols and SMGs while you're sprinting. You've got your sleight of hand perk, pretty much, and then you've got your dead silence, pretty much. Tier 2 wise, you've got your Dome Shield, which is whenever you drop a Titan into combat, if you're dropping it from a pilot standpoint and not spawning in it, it will create a Dome Shield for, I think it's like 10 seconds perhaps. And what the Dome Shield does is it just eviscerates any projectiles going towards the Titan, so it makes your Titan invulnerable as long as it's in that Dome Shield. But as soon as you get into your Titan, that's gone. You've got your minion detector, which will display friendly and enemy grunts and spectres on your minimap at all times. I'll explain grunts and spectres to you when I'm actually showing you the gameplay. Warpfall is... it basically means when you try to drop your Titan into combat, it'll smash the ground much quicker. And usually it takes 5 seconds for a Titan to drop in. Not sure what Warpfall does to it, but it can basically make it a sort of make or break if you really need that Titan. Dead Man's Trigger, that's only handy if you're using mines or satchel charges, really. You can hack quicker using the ice pick. I'll show you the hacking system if I get a chance to, and then you can have your auto Titan engage enemies with much greater accuracy. You can also, if you so choose, change the gender of your person. Now, I'm going to show you, you've got 5 game modes rather. You've got Attrition, which is kill anything in the enemy team to earn points towards victory. A Pilot will get you 4 points, a Titan will get you 5 points, Grunts and Spectres get you 1 point each, and the goal is to reach 300 first. You've got Last Titan Standing, which means destroy the enemy Titans. It's that simple. Hardpoint is Domination. Capture the Flag is just basically capture the flag. And Pilot Hunter is... you have to... I think it's like Last Titan Standing, only you're specifically hunting for pilots. I don't know if there are Titans in it, but I'm going to show you a match of Attrition, because Attrition is the base one to get into. I would recommend, if you're joining a game for the first time, go for Attrition, because you don't need to know the maps or anything, you just need to be able to kill the enemy. Now you'll see here, it's... oh god, don't do this, guys. In the lobbies it does take, I think it's 70 seconds between match, so you've got 1 minute and 10 seconds to adjust everything on there. You can adjust your burn cards, you can adjust your Pilot and Titan loadouts, you can check your challenges and all. It gives you ample time. Sometimes you might feel like it's a bit long, and I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. But you see the way they've got guys who are ranked 45, 50, 24, 45, 34 and 22, with guys who are prestiged twice, 7 twice, and 4 times. That isn't really going to matter if our team actually knows how to play well. Prestige in this game isn't an indication of skill or anything, the same as if you go into Call of Duty and you see an enemy with rank 55, prestige 10 on COD 4 or something, you're still just as viable to kill him as he is to kill you. There is no real benefit for actually being a higher rank, because everything you get from the start is balanced. This game is actually remarkably well balanced in terms of everything. your Titan weapons, if you know how to use them effectively, doesn't matter if the enemy's got a whole pile of upgrades on their Titan and you've only got the basic stuff, which is going to give you no benefit whatsoever. If you're good, you can still kill multiple enemy Titans. It's generally, when you're playing, you can have some really, really fantastic times because the game is really well balanced. Now you see the loading there did take a little bit. I'm going to choose my G2i4, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my quad rocket Titan. Now you'll notice we didn't start out in a Titan, and if you look down in the bottom right corner, it says 3 minutes 50 seconds roughly for the Titan to actually drop in. So you're probably thinking, that long? You know, that's absolutely ridiculous. But you can speed it all up by getting kills and doing things effectively. Now this guy is just jumping about and he's using that cloak. Unfortunately, oh, he's got a smart pistol, you dink. Smart pistol is great because you don't actually have to aim at all. It'll just automatically lock on as long as you keep them in that sort of smart gun targeting area. And it is cheap, I'm not gonna lie. I find it incredibly cheap. Now he's trying to kill one of my mates. I'm not having that, so I just killed him, got revenge on him. Oh, that was Mr. Smart Pistol, was it? Oh, satchel charge. So he noticed me going into cover and he actually used satchel charges. You know, fair play to him. Unfortunately, I'm not actually good enough to get him at that range. It has been a little bit since I played this, but the thing is, you'll see it's 22 attrition points against 70. So in this case, we really are getting screwed. Because they've got enemy pilots who are just significantly higher ranks than us. And that doesn't really seem fair, does it? You know, they've got guys who are just much, much more experienced in the game. We've got rank 1s on our side, for example. Now I am going to cloak up. Cloaking doesn't make you invisible to pilots, but against Titans, like that thing there, he's pretty much not going to be able to see us as long as we remain out of his way. So what I'm going to try and do is actually sneak my way around behind him, and hopefully I'll be able to rodeo him and kill him from a rodeo, or destroy his Titan rather, from a rodeo. No. Yes, got him. You'll see it says ready for Titanfall. I am going to wait to actually spawn in my Titan, because I feel like that would be much more beneficial. So, I'm rodeoing an enemy Titan. What that means is I can bypass his shield as long as I'm rodeoing. And if I'm rodeoing him and I bypass his shield, that gives me a real benefit in terms of I can use my primary weapon to actually effectively do a pile of damage against him. Which is really nice, you know? I don't mind the fact that I can kill him using my primary weapon. Ordinarily, you're screwed if you try using a primary weapon against a Titan and it's got shields up and you're not rodeoing it. But if you use rodeoing, you can actually do things really effectively. You can really viably kill the enemies. Now, this guy here is unfortunate because he's just triggered me to rodeoing. I've just ejected out of his Titan, and what I can do is I've just doomed his Titan. Now, unfortunately, he went nuclear, as well as having the Titan electric smoke benefit. Titan electric smoke you can deploy, and challenge wise you're probably going to think, oh, this game's unfair, it's rich get richer a lot of the time in terms of challenges. You can't unlock challenges unless you get a specific number of kills, but the thing is, the kills you get on some of these enemies count. Like if I kill a pile of grunts, that'll unlock me stuff towards my challenge. There's no actual detriment to not killing enemy pilots with your weapons, besides the fact that you're going to miss out on some challenges and all. Now I've just used my data knife to hack that heavy turret. Now I'm going to rodeo this guy's Titan. So his Titan is doomed. And that subsequently means he is going to blow the hell up. So he's gone nuclear, ejected into the sky. He's cloaked on his way back down, and he thinks that's clever because he's cloaked. Stop jumping. See if you're using a smart pistol. I knew you were using a smart pistol because you weren't actually taking the time to aim like a man. That's the easiest way to be able to tell if an enemy's using a smart pistol. If they're not aiming like a man, if they're just jumping about and everything, they're either using a rapid fire weapon, a shotgun, or a smart pistol. Now, your Titan can dash. You'll see I'm going up against this really light looking enemy Titan, and the lightly armored ones are never gonna be able to stand up in direct combat against it. More heavily armored ones, like I'm using the medium armor one, I suppose you could say. Right. So I've just got nuclear auto eject, so that can deal a fair amount of damage to him. Let's rodeo you, shall we? Nope. Nope, I don't want to do that. So pilots engaged him in combat. So I'm going to try and flank around and get some anti-Titan shots in on him. Now he's deployed smoke, which means he can't see anything really, nor can anyone else. And you might think, oh, that's good for him, yeah? That means he's more protected, right? Not really, because his visibility is completely dropped. But even if we were to start spraying rockets in there from a Titan, we still can really easily kill him. Now that guy tried to kick me. Kicking is an instant kill. It's basically the Call of Duty knife. But in this here, it's actually alright. Now we've basically got our ass handed to us this match because, you know, I can't really blame it. It's none of our guys have prestiged. We're going up against guys who've got much more experience in this. No, he's got a chain gun, so he's not going to be able to tell where the hell we are until we rodeo onto him. I would love to do a little bit of damage to your Titan, if you would be so kind. Now I'm going to drop my auto Titan because why the hell not? No, he didn't actually notice us doing all this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into my Titan and I'm going to start moving towards the evac point. Now you could have your auto Titan do things. Yes, enemy killed. He used a vortex blocker, which is really cool piece of machinery in this, really. Come on, give me that Titan kill. Yes! So he died at least. So I'm going to use my cloak, wait for this to arrive in, and I'm going to jump in. And if they don't destroy this dropship, then we are actually going to evac. So nope, they managed to destroy our dropship, which is unfortunate, definitely. So we got our ass handed to us. So it turns out having a rank 1 against a whole pile of prestige 7s and prestige 4s and prestige 2s isn't really that effective. They just knew the maps better than us, but that's okay. Because like I say, if I had been playing better, maybe I could have done a little bit more. So unlock-wise, I unlocked my match trigger for the G2A4, which is quite handy. Now how I unlocked that, I'm guessing, was Top Gun. So I'm guessing there was actually a challenge for killing enemy pilots. But you can see you can track the progress of your different challenges here, and that's been a look at attrition from the game mode. Attrition is the only real unique one, I'm gonna say. Initially, when I bought this game, I thought 6 on 6, this is ridiculous. I picked it up for £20 off Fast to Play during one of their sales at the recommendation of my good friend Shane, aka Metal Moses, who I also produce content with alongside Kieran Wolf. All of us bought this together. Well, Shane already had it. He recommended it to me. I bought it. Kieran followed suit. And the day after we got it, we spent an entire weekend on this game. We spent just one entire weekend playing through the campaigns, playing multiplayer, and just having a real time of it. It got to the point we were doing so well in the campaign against a pile of like prestige 10s and everything. The entire enemy team quit out of the campaign because they were getting completely demolished by a bunch of guys who hadn't prestiged, and one of them was only like a rank 3, another one was only like a rank 10, and then one of us, Shane, who had the game the longest, was like rank 30 something, and we had just all these real underdogs, but we were still kicking their ass, to the point where the entire enemy team rage quit and I had to find us a new team to play against in the campaign. So don't assume that if you come into this game, you're not going to be able to do anything, because that is absolute crap. The best thing about this game is you will always be able to do anything. 25 Spectres with a G2A4. I'll show you some of the stuff, like you kill 25 grunts, kill 50 grunts, kill 50 enemies. Grunts and Spectres are AI units, and they're, if you don't mind me saying, ridiculously stupid. They are just really, really, really terrible, and you will have no problem killing 50 of them. I can guarantee you that. And then you will have your attachments, and then you can customize your weapon to your liking. But do you think that you're going to be at a disadvantage using iron sights against an enemy pilot? Nope. Just as long as you're comfortable with the iron sights, as long as you're actually good with a gun in this game, you can easily kill rank 10 or prestige 10 rank 50s. You can take out anybody who tries to challenge you in this game from rank 1. And that's something which not a lot of games can say. That's something which to me is a great recommendation point for this game, because this game is balanced. Not only that, do you have to kill enemy pilots? No. It helps. It'll get you more experience, it'll get you progress towards some challenges, and it'll get you more attrition points if that's what you're playing. But you don't actually have to take them on. So ladies and gentlemen, my name has been XPC Reaper. This has been a library card look at Titanfall. Would I recommend this game to you? Yes! This is easily one of the most satisfying team-based Call of Duty style shooters I have played in years and years and years. I've got more playtime on this than I have Call of Duty 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, and Ghosts on the PC combined. Yeah, I played those all on console, but the PC versions, meh, I rarely go on them. It's not that they're bad games or anything, I've just had my fill of them. They felt better on console to me. Would this game feel better on console? I don't actually know. I've not played it on console, but there's probably a reason this boosted the Xbox One sales extremely highly. There's probably a reason why so many PS4 players... Actually, is this on PS4? I'm going to quickly look to see if it is. I would be surprised if it wasn't. Titanfall PS4. Oh yes. Titanfall up and running on PS4. Titanfall is going multi-platform and a build is running on PS4. So this is going to be coming to PS4. And when it does, that's going to be great news for PS4 players. You're only playing 6 versus 6. And I know you're probably thinking some of these maps are too big for that. But the thing is, they do a really great job of populating the rest of the map, so if your grunts and your spectres and all the stupid little pieces of cannon fodder. The map design is fantastic. I find very few problems with it. The campaign, there's a story behind it. Are you playing a game like this for the story? Do you buy something like Call of Duty because, it's got that really great campaign mode? No. In this here, you've got a variety of missions which are just tied together through cutscenes which you can ignore and you're not going to be at any detriment. It all comes down to fuel. That's all the campaign is about. Trying to get fuel versus trying to not get fuel. That's very simple. That's all you have to do. So ladies and gentlemen, my name has been XPC Reaper. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode of Library Card Look. And pick this game up. You can get it for like £20 on third-person or third-party retail sites, stuff like fasterplaying.g2a.com. It's something like £25 or £30 on Fastaplay, but this goes on sale quite regularly on those sites, so you really, for £20, you could do infinitely worse of a game. Is this worth it? $39.99? Meh. 20? Yeah. This is very much worth it. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.